Okay, welcome back, everybody. Please draw and follow presenter, and let's take a look at testing your workspace with partial runs. This also takes a look at a little bit about caches as well. So I'm just going to go over into Workbench to demonstrate most of this. So there's a number of ways that you can do partial runs. Ultimately, it comes down to making use of the caches and these little buttons on top of a transformer. You'll also find them on bookmarks as well. You can find them on feature types. This is the run to this. This one here is the run to and from. On the transformer, you can just run everything, well, run to what's contained, run from what's contained. You can also select a number of transformers. And if you right click, that should also, no, no luck that time. You can run between selected sometimes. There we are. Run from selected, run to selected, run between selected. So you have a number of options with how, yeah, notice the lighting. I've been trying to measure for new blinds in here, but blinds are expensive at the moment. um, so when we want to run between sections, we have a number of options to do so. Now, another thing which I should note, and this is important for projects like this, where perhaps we have a large number of features, we've sampled them down with our sampler here. The next time I want to work on this workspace, maybe I don't want to create these caches again, or maybe I want to share this workspace with someone and then they can make use of the caches. And we can do that by saving this instead of just as a workspace, we can save it as a template. When I save a template, it will include all of the source data if I want it to. If I had a large amount of data, maybe I wouldn't include that. But I can also include the caches. That way, when someone opens up this template, it will include the caches and they can just run the workspace as if they had access to the source databases or anything like that themselves. So I can actually turn off all the sources, not include those, and just include the caches. Something to keep in mind with the template, when you open it up and then go to save, you're not saving the template, you're saving the workspace. So if you're working over multiple days with a template or multiple edit sessions, you'll have to remember to save it as a template at the end of your editing time. Now, something which is reasonably new, and I always forget to make use of it, is data aware transformer parameters. Because we have these caches, let's say I dropped in a tester and I'm looking for something specific. I want to look at, let's say, country equals, and then in the drop down here, instead of having to go inspect the data and know what the possible values are, I can go down here to cached values, and it will actually show me what values have been cached for this particular attribute. This means you're less likely to type in something incorrect. But it also lets you know if you have situations where perhaps it's Canada, but also Canada all uppercase, or maybe something else is snuck in there. So it's a good way of doing additional inspection of your data. Let me just see what else we have here. Disabling objects. Sometimes you want to make sure you're not actually writing something out or going through a part of your workspace that you don't want to go through just yet. And you can do that by enabling or disabling objects on the canvas. For example, if I am connected to a database on the output and I don't want to write to the database just yet, and I want to make sure of that, I can either disable this particular feature type, or I can disable an entire writer as well. You can also turn off parts of your workspace. I have a particular transformer. Maybe I don't want to use that right now. Control E, that will disable it. Control E again to enable it. You can also do that and right click here. I can also enable or disable these connectors as well, the same way. Control E or right click and enable and disable. This can also be handy when you are benchmarking your translations, and that's a topic we cover in the advanced course. Okay, so that is testing your workspace with partial runs. So please do test your workspace with partial runs, and I'll give you guys 5 minutes to do that. We'll continue at 11:47. I'm going to see what I can do about these blinds.